Hello everyone and welcome to another game of World of Warships. Today you're watching me again and I'm in the Scharnhorst, the tier 7 German premium battleship. I'm on the map Trident in a 3-point domination game mode. It's a tier 7 battle, which pretty awesome matchmaking. Of course there are very few tier 7s, there is only one carrier and it's tier 6. And well, we have no destroyers, and the enemy have one. And there is some chat spam going on. It's like people just found out these chat commands exist. God, those were awful times when they were introduced the first time. Anyhow, so we have no destroyers in a domination game mode. That really sucks. And I'm on my way here towards Point Alpha. The enemies have only one. Enemies at Charlie. We have pretty much split our team going for A and C, which is pretty bad. You usually want 2 points next to each other because then you can work together. And I got some lucky shots at a poor British cruiser. Unfortunately, I think he will maneuver now, so I probably don't get a repeat performance of that. I'm trying to spread out my shares a little bit because I'm unsure what he's doing. And yes, I'm moving here towards Point Alpha. I'm in a pretty fast ship, pretty well armored, so I have no trouble pushing right into that point once I arrive. I know the only destroyer is on the other side of the map, so I'm not too worried about torpedoes. Of course, there are certain cruisers like this York who have torpedoes, but the York has 6-kilometer torpedoes. There isn't too much to worry about. Now we have a cruiser here inside the cap circle. This cruiser is showing broadside to quite a few enemy ships, so I don't have high hopes for his survival. 2 battleships already here, they are taking a more passive approach. Now considering that there are a lot of enemies in front of them, I can understand that they don't want to just go in. They shouldn't go too far on the outside though. And there is broadside sailing me up. That's always nice. I appreciate it if the enemies are helping me out and showing the broadside. Now I'm almost in the cap here and I will try to go in and then just angle against the enemies, use this big island here as cover and try to capture the point. Capturing a point in a battleship is problematic. Mostly because you will be spotted and people will shoot you and then they will reset you. Shouldn't stop you from trying though, under the right circumstances. Usually if I'm in a battleship in a cap circle, I'll try to support whoever is capping, but this time I'm the one. My division mate obviously is right behind me. And he will support me in here, and those ships, they should now go here in a more aggressive approach. In a battleship, even if you are low tier, if you angle well, I mean it's not like we are facing that strong of an opposition. And if you are outside here at the border of the map, just limits your options, and it takes you so long to get back into the game the further you go away from the positions that matter. Now the enemies are already in retreat, so we should already be thinking aggressive. We should already be thinking about how we want to proceed after we have this point. But as I said, I'm under fire, so I'm getting resetted, but with now 2 battleships inside here capping and not so many ships shooting us, we should get this point eventually. And as you can see, those 3 ships here, they are currently behind an island. They can't even support us right now. I mean, they will be able to pretty soon, but the position is just not ideal. So nobody is interested in the center point so far from either team. Mostly because we just don't have the destroyers to do so and the other ships are scared of getting shot at. Now the enemy destroyer is trying to take these capture points. Our team is delaying them. So a good job from our team so far on the other side. Of course, we don't have a chance of getting this point either. And those ships are facing a very strong opposition. So they should be thinking about retreating and maybe trying to go for the center. And now we managed to take this point and I'm reversing. I'm reversing right here because I don't want to push at the other side of the map. All of those enemy ships would get my broadside if I'd sail towards B on the other side of this island. So now I'm reversing, then I will turn around and stay on the north side and then just go straight towards Point Bravo. Now my division mate is maneuvering here himself and we will push together. It looks like the cruiser here on the outskirts has realized that we safely control this zone and he is coming with us. Now those battleships, I don't have much hope that they will be too useful. This battleship here is pushing far. Well, he's pushing too far in the south. And the other battleship, I mean, he still hasn't cleared this island yet and he's in a position where there isn't anything to shoot at. But be that as it may, our ships at Point Charlie are still putting up a good fight. I mean, they are vastly outnumbered here. They are lucky that the enemies don't push their advantage. I mean, the enemies have the only destroyer in the game. They have their destroyer in the front and still all those enemy battleships just can't be bothered to sail forward. The enemies could have taken Point Charlie like 5 minutes ago and sunk every of our ships there. But they're lucky they didn't do this. Now we are trying to take the center. Taking the center will be of course nearly impossible. There is no way we capturing this undetected and all those ships in the corner, they will have shots at us and they will reset us over and over again, I assume. And look at this corner. All the enemies are piled up there and nobody has the balls to sail forward. Which is great for us. Because we are at a disadvantage. And if the enemies would just push, they win. Now here I'm going for a Krasny Krim. Or however this ship is pronounced. It's a cruiser that's showing me broadside, which is awfully nice from him. And it's the best target that I have right now. I'm here slightly angled. I wanna make use of all my guns while still not showing broadside. I'm mostly angled towards the ships in the corner where the majority of the enemy force is. I might take some damage from this Gneisenau the way I'm sitting here, but I'm more concerned with the massive force in the corner. Although I think mostly they're ignoring me. Now this Gneisenau is showing quite a bit of his broadside, but I still want to take care of that cruiser first and then focus the Gneisenau. Unfortunately, I didn't get the hits I wanted on the cruiser, even though I did get him quite nicely while turning, I think. Now, unfortunately, my rear turret wasn't able to turn so far, so I'm using my rear turret to shoot at the Gneisenau. The Gneisenau is coming closer. And unfortunately, this cruiser survived with a sliver of health. The Gneisenau will be a trouble if he gets close enough for torpedoes. And well, the Gneisenau has figured this out as well. So he is charging in and he is trying to get us with a torpedo strike, I assume. Now the ships we have here in the south are now proving an advantage because they can get broadside shots at this Gneisenau. And I've launched my torpedoes. The torpedo range is 6 kilometers, but this Gneisenau is coming towards us, so I might get some few hits. My teammate here is reversing. He can use this island as torpedo cover. There is no way from the angle he launches that my teammate will be in danger. I, on the other hand, I can't reverse fast enough. So I will speed up now. That gives me the chance to maneuver, point my nose towards the Gneisenau. And well, the Gneisenau is dealt with. So, easily avoided. Yeah, we have been a while inside this cap circle now, but as I said, no way we are capping here if the enemies shooting us. So it's time to angle towards most of the incoming fire. And, well, the enemies managed to take Point Charlie, which it was only a matter of time. We only have one surviving cruiser over there. I mean, they held the line for a long time. So, great job in doing that. They bought us time to take Alpha Point and reinforce them here from the center. Now what we would really need here is obviously somebody stealthy who can take this point. And the enemies still have a destroyer left, with them controlling Charlie. The destroyer is, and yes, he is exactly on the way here, trying to get some nice torpedo hits on the battleships. But he is on very low health, and I successfully took him out. Now I'm in an awkward spot. I have to expect torpedoes from this side, so I have to angle towards them, which opens up my broadside towards some enemies. Fortunately, there is an island protecting me from Nagato and One Congo, and it looks like the enemy expected me to speed up and stay on course. So, torpedoes avoided, but I'm almost leaving the cap circle now, and while that wasn't my intention, nothing I can avoid currently. Now here's the thing. We probably won't be able to capture here anyway. I guess with two of us inside, the chances are a lot higher than only one of us inside. But now I'm considering just going forward and using this island as cover. Because very soon, if those ships push further north, I will be under flanking fire from too many sides. So if I can get closer to this island and use it as cover against a few of them, might actually pay off. Of course, the way I'm turning now, and I'm turning pretty slowly because I have to speed up first, is I'm showing my broadside towards a Congo. At least it's only a Congo. And I think he's firing high explosive. Now ideally, I will be able to ambush somebody with my torpedo, so I'm checking what the Nagato is doing, but he isn't coming this way. So, I mean, the Nagato knows I'm here. He probably knows I have torpedoes. I have to be careful. And there is still, I think, a Nuremberg alive with torpedoes, so I have to mind this gap here in front of me. Right now I'm just trying to get the Congo. I'm safe from the Nagato. And I had the Nagato selected at this point. You unfortunately can't see that in a replay. But I'm still checking if I can get a torpedo launch. I mean, 3.5 kilometers is pretty close, but he still has more than enough time to avoid any torpedo launch. He is speeding up here, but I'm assuming that he will turn. Actually, I'd assume that he will turn away from me here. Curiously enough, he doesn't. I mean, he has to know that there are torpedoes coming. And also, I'm kind of afraid I'm showing way too much broadside. He is as well, but I can't really do much. And interestingly enough, I don't get punished. No, I could have considered turning away from this fight and just going back towards B. It might have been the better choice in hindsight, instead of sitting here by this island, but I was able to ambush this Nagato. Now I have to be careful. There is a Königsberg, and he will probably launch torpedoes towards this gap. He is 5.3 kilometers away with 6 kilometer torpedoes, so I'm reversing here. I'm expecting torpedoes. And my teammate is still sitting inside the cap circle. He's well angled, but he just can't capture while under fire. A nice hit on the Congo. I got myself Confederate and high caliber. It's always nice to see. I think our carrier is out of planes, so the carrier is now moving up, and smart move of him. The carrier is the one who could safely sit here and capture, I presume. We don't actually have to rush towards those enemies, we could just safely retreat and win by points. I mean, we have a massive lead. So the enemies are the ones who have to make a move here. But you know, I'm still not too certain. I mean, those two battleships, those were the ones that went here towards the zone wall. So far I haven't been too impressed with the actions, and I think they will just slowly continue driving towards those enemies. And they are pretty healthy still. But I will engage the last remaining enemies here. I mean, I should be able to deal with this Congo, but then again, I thought the same thing like 5 minutes ago. And yes, all enemies are probably concentrating their fire at me. This is the last salvo I can get off, and then the island will be in the way. And I only got one hit and it bounced. Now this Königsberg is proving troublesome with fires, and I'm getting rather low health-wise. And hey, I see the Congo once more. I will try to take her out. I have now 2 fires on me, and this is where I get rid of them. And this Königsberg is doing a pretty good job at burning me. So the Königsberg is kind of the biggest threat right now. I'll try to angle towards the Congo and take out the Königsberg. And there is another fire. So I will now use... I'll pretty soon use one of my torpedo launchers towards the Congo and then turn the other way. And keep my second one for when we're getting close. I mean, this Congo is coming towards me, so I can get off an early launch. And then I will point my nose towards the Congo and have my second torpedo launcher available. I'm getting dangerously low on health, but I have one more repair incoming. Now hopefully this will finish off the Königsberg. Yes, it does. So only the Congo remaining. This is... yeah. This is... we won already, I'd say. We will now even manage to capture the last remaining point. And I have my second launcher ready for when the Congo is closer, so... And now I will turn, I'll expose a little bit of my ship right here, but it's worth it for the torpedoes, and I mean I have to get them launched or he will just ram me. I could have gotten for a ram kill as well, but well, it's a win. Let's take a look at the results. I managed to get 2,499 base experience, and I'm very happy with that result. It was an interesting game, and we were lucky that the enemies didn't really use their advantage and push at Charlie. We had a small force engaged there and our ships refused to retreat, and they held the line admirably and delayed the enemies long enough for us to arrive. I got myself Confederate Fireproof, Dreadnought, Kraken and High Caliber, and I scored 192,000 points of damage. So yeah, it was a nice game in the Scharnhorst. I really do love this ship. I hope you enjoyed watching it, and I'll see you guys next time.